So Sandy, you worked for Metal Industries,
Mhm.
and then like the night that the Royal Oak sank, you were obviously asked to, as divers through Metal Industries, to go and investigate.
We was called out by the base admiral, you see. A bloke came round here about, 2, 3 in the morning, hammering round the beach. That road wasn't here then, that road. It was just the beach. And he had no idea get me and get Jimmy Thompson along at once. So the old man, on the block hammered on the door. I was sleeping, the old man gave the door and said, Sandy wanted right away. So I'm going out to get Jimmy. He says, tell Jimmy, come along, I'll have a kettle boiling, you get a cup of tea before you go away. So we had no idea what was on. We wasn't told till we was gone up by Cava, the Royal Oak sunk. It was all over when we came there. There was nothing to be seen. Just the end of the boom, of the boat boom that the boats tie up to, swung out. Well, it was above water, floating up and down, but there was nothing else, everything clean. There's no oil, no nothing. And of course, Admiral of the Fleet, he was on the flagship. He sent the destroyers to depth charge and anything they saw or got a ping off anything unusual on the bottom, drop 6 depth charges, you see it, half a dozen. Keep going and drop a marker buoy over it and carry on to the next piece. And they was going mad. So they hadn't a start still, you see, when daylight came in, and there was 3 divers, Davy Bell, he was Rosyth, he was Jimmy and me and Davy. And Davy, he was to take the high side of the ship, you see, shallow water, and do it, and Jimmy and I would deck the low side with deep water and a shorter time down, you see. So he got ready and dressed and down they went. And we had salvage officer aboard and 2 Navy lieutenants and a signalman with his eldest lamp to signal anything that was needed or anything. So when the boys get down the last, down the water, slack time then, turned around and started yawning to the signalman. And he was just jumping, the leader of the flotilla of the time. Here she comes, he says, she's going to depth charge. I says, she's not depth charging with the diving flag up. He says, I'm telling you she is. He says, look, she's broke out the black flag and she's getting speed up now. She says she's going to depth charge, drop 6. Just watch them go, and he thought this was grand fun. And I turned to the boys, I says, never mind signaling, pull like hell. Get them up, get their heads above water. We could hear Davy Bell cursing before he broke surface. Got him up the ladder up, and Jimmy was coming up, just floated up a hand him, so up out of your feet out of the water on the ladder. And we'd just getting Davy's faceplate off when the way the 6 went. My God, what a bang. And a clatter, and the air stood out of the ship. And it was like 2 or 3 lorry loads of scrap being turned into a bang. We were supposed to tap on the ship to hear if there was any life. No lives left alive after that lot. So we stayed up, and of course they carried on. So we stayed up. So I said, no, this is hopeless. I can go ashore and come back in the morning.
So
they was looking for preying. What's left when a torpedo hits a ship? Nobody knew. It was up to us to find out. We was not Navy divers, we was civilians and so on. So went down, looked, there was 3 big holes in it, and get forward and the stem header was bashed in. And bashing it, she'd either hit the rocks with a hell of a bang or something's done it for her. And devil hell was lots of bits and pieces and stuff lying in the bottom, she was rolled over. And her fin, the rolling chock, you know, had just ripped off halfway along and hanging over the side. But this a big spectacle holes in the side of it. We came ashore that night and we told them what we found, and there's nothing wrong with the decks. The decks are all right, there's nothing blown out, nothing wrong with the decks. Decks of the ship's all right, so this holds. We'll have to prove it. So we get back the next day and we're sitting scratching our heads. And I happened to say, oh, this is when a torpedo hits a ship, what happens? The tail end of it, the big air bottle and the propeller, and the head must blow back a piece. Because she hits, it goes off, and the tail must go back. This is right, we'll go back, circle back out. Well, it was just laid back and so on. Clear water, of course, you can read a newspaper on the bottom or anything there, and all the bodies lying around. I could see the propellers shining, because German propellers, torpedoes, bronze propellers that they have. British is steel and square forward blades, and the Germans is the same as a battleship's prepare 3 blades. Oh, lovely. I says, well, wouldn't like one of that for the mantelpiece. So down we goes, and where's the air bottle? God, it must, oh, the air in it, with the blowing back, it'll be away back a piece of, oh, we'll take up what we can get. So we had to fill the hold of the drifter. It was 3 big packing cases went down to the works after. So come ashore with us. He goes up to the office, get the Navy down and take a look at this. And they came down. My God, he says, electric torpedoes. He says, we stopped that years ago. It wasn't a success. The Germans are still working with it. And that was the first they knew it, that the Germans were still working with it. No wonder we couldn't find the air bottles.
How long did you dive for, Sandy, on that particular day? A dive was what, an hour?
I had 17 fathom. No, we dived. If you was on the top of the ship, you dive all day long. But about an hour or a couple of hour and a half or something like that.
It must have been a pretty traumatic sight to see.
Yes, it was. So I says that's the 3. No, I says I know. Then of course Churchill, he said she was torpedoed right away. And then boom defence here in the Navy here, oh, she wasn't torpedoed, it was the same as the Natal. But when we took up the torpedo, the propeller and all this gubbins, and they sent 3 big packing cases down. So that was that.
Do you know, I mean, how many propeller tail fins did you actually left?
3.
3?
And I can't, the 4th one was up for it. But I was hoping to get that to myself. But it was way back for the ship, you see, you'd had the diving doing that. Couldn't do it. So it was left, it was one of the careful boys picked it up later on. What do you call 'em?
Well, see, that's interesting because David Gordon
Aye, Davy.
and both Eric Kemp, they each have a German tailfin. So that's 2, and you picked up 3. That's 5.
Oh, well, Davy Gordon had the one before it.
Yes.
But the other bloke, did he dive on each side where the Denmark was sunk?
No, I mean, it came off the Royal Oak.
Oh, the Royal Oak?
Oh, yes, so the implication here is that there were
5.
5 torpedoes hit the Royal Oak.
Uh-huh. Maybe.
Yes.
Oh, you see, once we got that's finished. We was off on something else. And
There were presumably bodies everywhere. It was,
all around.
and some bodies that you could see that, you know, they were in the middle of trying to get out.
Oh, some of them were naked, some of them were clothes, all their clothes on, the coats on. You see, there was the oil came up out of her then and floated there, and smothered in oil and so on. If the Daisy 2 hadn't have been alongside Gordon, it would have been wicked. There's one poor bugger stuck up the mast, up on the outlook. I mind seeing him. But whether he'd been trapped or it hit him as she went over, or if he'd tried to shin up the mast, or thinking it would be above water, or something, I don't know, but he was trapped in it.
And how many bodies do you think that you saw on that dive?
Oh, there was practically 100, most 100. It was all around there. All kinds, old and young, dressed and undressed. So I says to myself, well, of course we're finished. He says, what about the bodies? Oh, they're buried at sea. If they float, well, it's 17 fathom there, 17, 18 fathom, I says, there's no tide. They'll no float. I said, you better get cargo nets and put them up half a dozen at a time. Oh, no. If they float, we'll take them ashore and bury them there. Well, the ones that they did get and everything, they took them into Kirkwall. And you know where they put them. It wasn't in the cathedral, it was in the slaughterhouse. It wasn't a bonny sight.
Sandy, thank you. You can relax now.